Alright, in this video I've compiled some of my favorite reels and clips around the internet. I'm going to talk about it because sometimes you just need a place to vent. Here we go with the first one.
This is a day in the life of a single girl in LA. I wake up at 10 a.m. hungover from the night before. I check my phone and send out several apology texts to the guys I flaked on last night. I spend the next 3 hours getting ready before I walk outside because you never know when you'll meet a professional athlete, famous musician, or generic rich guy. At 11 a.m., I drink my $32 matcha from Erewhon. After that, I do rigorous mat Pilates. Then I do a quick thirst trap and my DMs are flooded with men I'll ignore and will never talk to. At 1 p.m., I have lunch with my sugar daddy. I literally just have to talk to him. I got $600 and a free meal. And just like that, it's time for my daily reading. Then I match with a random guy on Raya and he asked me to catch steak. My date didn't seem to know much about the car, so it's clearly rented. It's a nice car, but I've seen nicer. He takes me out to catch steak, which is a good place for a first date. The food was really great, but to be honest, I'm kind of sick of these men who think they can just buy me. But then some guy recognized him, which I guess is pretty cool. At around 10 p.m., he drops me off. Then he tries to make a move and I reject him. My whole life is bankrolled by different men. I can't lose all of that for this guy. I told him I can't do long distance. I live in the valley.
I've been saying it's super easy for women to get a date, to live a good life, to get free meals, and to live the luxury life without having to actually put in a single effort. You know, it's really easy for a lot of women because all they gotta do is just show up. As men, we always have to provide. We have to have everything from the 6 inches, 6 packs, 6 meals, 6 figures, 6 this and 6 that. So let's see if it's the same for a guy.
This is a day in the life of a single guy in LA. I wake up at 7 a.m. and immediately check Raya. 8 different girls flaked on me, but one didn't. Let's go. We've got dinner tonight. But then I see a cute girl at the gym and hit on her. She's totally going for it. So I flake on the first girl and invite this girl to dinner instead. You have to understand who I'm up against in LA. Actors, models, athletes. Girls out here like a guy who's 6 feet, makes 6 figures, and is packing 6 inches. So first I put on my Timbs to boost me up to 6 feet. Then I rent a Lamborghini Huracan to make it look like I make 6 figures. At 12 o'clock I stuff my bulge, double stuffed. Then I see another cute girl, so I cancel on the gym girl and invite this girl to dinner instead. Then I jump back on Raya and match with an absolute baddie. I cancel on the girl who I just made plans with and invite this girl to dinner. At 7 o'clock I pick her up in the Lambo. She wasn't really impressed. I take her out to catch steak. We have a decent conversation, but then I notice she starts to get DMs from professional athletes. I gotta act fast. I find one of the servers and pay him $100 to pretend to recognize me so my date thinks I'm important. And it all goes to plan. People outside of LA would say that's a waste, but here, that's an investment. At 10 o'clock, I drop my date off and make a move. She instantly rejects me. She said it's not gonna work out because she doesn't do long distance. I live in Hollywood and she lives in the valley. I knew I should have set my radius to 1 mile. From there, I drive home broke, alone, and empty. And that's my day.
A very different experience, right? Because there's always 2 sides to the story, and it's not the same case for a guy. You got to put in a lot of effort, spend a lot of money, and it's never equal grounds or equal terms. And a girl could simply just ghost you or just flake on you, even if you put all that effort in. Now let's take a look at some examples of women in 2024.
Hey, what's going on? Creep. Okay. Don't want to get too buff. Just enough for toning. Arm day. Ew, why are you looking? Same creep. Like, what? Ugh, I'm looking like a cow. It's giving moo. Delete. Seen this done one time by one person on Instagram. It must work. My ass is looking huge. Glutes are gluting today. Excuse me, girlfriend? Do you mind? Yeah, just get the good angles. I'm good on this, right?
It's $5.
Ew, I never pay. Like, I know the owner. I don't know.
There's no amount of dinners that you will ever buy for me that will get my panties off. So you really need to figure out what it is that you think you have to offer and what it is that you think I value. Because it's never going to happen without real investment. And that's not what you do. And I get that that's satisfactory for some others, but it's not enough for me.
Sad but true, right? You can't do nothing these days without seeming like a creep or a woman just basically dismissing you for whatever reason. But when they want a free meal, they got no problem just picking up the phone, calling somebody to get a free dinner. I know women that go Monday through Sunday getting free meals from different guys on dating apps, never intending to even meet them because they got like foreigner boyfriends in different countries, right? So pretty sad how a woman knows immediately within 30 seconds if they want to be with you or not, and they basically just use you for a free meal sometimes.
Colombian women are the most beautiful women in the world. I don't give a what anybody says. I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't there for no week. I lived there. The most beautiful women in the world. These chicks are just, I'm like, what the hell is in the water? Why is the average girl just hot? Like, what the is going on? What I find attractive in women, they got it. Especially that city, Medellin. Bro, Miami got some beautiful women, but nah, G. Pound for pound, Colombia. Show me a place with hotter girls on average. No chance.
So I recently transitioned to being a guy, and I had a doctor's appointment recently. That doctor said I was pregnant. Doesn't make any sense because I'm obviously a guy. So I'm going to a second doctor now to get a second opinion, and I'll keep you guys updated.
Dylan,
Thank you.
you are 6 weeks pregnant.
That's not possible. I'm a man.
Before you became Dylan, you must have been Tasha. And Tasha must have been having relations in order to become pregnant.
She did, and then I became a man.
Well, now that you are a man, you're going to have to jump back in a position as a woman and become a mother.
Nope. I'm not going to be a mother, and I'm not pregnant. That doesn't make any sense. How can a man be pregnant?
Well, before your transition, things like that just don't go away. Like I said, when you transition, that doesn't just go away.
How is a man pregnant? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, technically, you're not a man.
I am a man.
I'm sorry to inform you, you have woman body parts.
Yes.
And you can give birth, and you can...
How dare you? Where is your bedside manner?
I tried to have bedside manners, and I tried to tell you as a doctor that we have been going over the charts, and the chart states that you are 6 weeks pregnant.
How would I look walking around as a pregnant man? Do you know the ridicule I would face?
Go back over to Tasha then.
Whoa, what a funny clip. So a little bit satire, maybe purposefully done to be sarcastic about the whole transgender stuff that's going on right now, but it really highlights the ridiculous, ludicrous situation that we live in today in 2024, where you can pretty much be whatever, whoever you want to be by simply saying it. But I'm glad that the tables are slowly starting to turn and people are starting to really see what's going on out there.
Sitting out here struggling to get this in my car. Men are walking back and forth. No one is trying to help me.
But why should they? And why would they even want to? After all, women have been telling men over and over again to leave them alone. Women are independent. They don't need men. And now some are complaining when men are actually listening to them.
They don't make real men anymore. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not all men, because there are good men out there.
That's a very good point. There are good men out there.
As a woman, like, you don't see men holding doors anymore. They don't help anymore. They rush and sit down on trains and buses before women and pregnant women and elderly are sitting down. It's just a hot mess out here. But
this really shouldn't come as a surprise. After all, isn't this what some women wanted? What modern feminism was pushing for? For women to be treated as equals to men, right? No special treatment needed. No need to hold open a door. Why help out? Women can do everything themselves just as good as men can. But now it seems some are complaining that they got exactly what they asked for.
The good thing is some women are also seeing from the man's perspective. They do support a traditional kind of women. Let's hear what they have to say.
Why a man who's truly secure won't chase women, and I'll tell you why. Let's get into it. Number one, if he's truly this type of guy, he ain't gonna have an issue with women. Women love us, a confident man. Y'all, when a man is secure, he's good with being on his own. I think a lot of people just try to fill in the space because they dislike being alone. Which, y'all, if you don't like your own company, that's a red flag. This type of guy doesn't mind his own company. He doesn't need you. He may want you, but he don't need you. And because he doesn't need you, he ain't gonna chase you. Which to me, ladies, is a strength, honestly. Because you want a man who is secure enough and disciplined enough to be able to say no to what he knows isn't for him, no matter what mood he's in or how good it looks. Not a man who's willing to say yes to low-hanging fruit in order to fill that void within himself and continue to distract himself on the work he needs to be doing. I know we may have been taught to go for the guy that's chasing us and trying to get us to like him, but riddle me this. Why would a man who truly knows his value do that?
All right, listen, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. You won, ladies. I'm done dating. I can't do it. The dating world's so bad. I can't. Do I got food pantry stamped on my forehead? Somebody answer me that question, because the amount of food and mouths I fed going out on dates, that's how I feel. I could give hams to the homeless this year for Christmas with the amount of mouths that I fed going on first. I could be driving a Ferrari. I could be driving a Ferrari right now with the amount of money I spent on first dates. I can't take it anymore. And listen, I get it.
This is exactly why a lot of men are just done with dating. They're frustrated because they're doing what they think they're supposed to be doing. They are putting a lot of time and effort and money into the first date. But when ladies don't appreciate that and they go into those first dates with very low energy and very little reciprocation, the date is not going to go well. And that just leads to a lot of these failed first dates. But for women, they will just keep going on these first dates because they're not really putting anything into it. It's different for men, which is why men are becoming more and more careful about who they're asking out on that first date and what that first date looks like. He might rather suggest a coffee date or a long walk. And I think that those are good solutions for men. But the problem is that a lot of women still have not adjusted to it. They think that if a man doesn't spend a ton of money on her on the first date, that he either doesn't have it or doesn't like her very much. Not true, ladies. He's probably just a good man that's tired of feeling used.
Yet another man fed up with the way dating is going in the West, and this woman knows what she's talking about. I'm a big fan of hers. I really don't know her name, but I've seen her all over Instagram. But yeah, she does seem to be supporting us men and knows what she's talking about.
Do you aspire to be a stay-at-home mom?
If it comes with an allowance, yeah.
An allowance?
Yeah, like if he gives
Makes
me money
sense.
weekly, yeah.
Obviously, the man is working out there getting the bread, so life is good for you.
Yeah.
But
it
you
has
saying
to
you
be.
want
That's
even an
part of
extra
it.
incentive, like give me a little bit of extra.
Of course.
Yeah.
I also want to have my own
Yeah.
thing too.
There
Like I
you
want to have
go.
my
Yes,
own
own
credit, my own
business.
cards. I want to have my own thing. Where
Why do you want your own?
I'm gonna tell you why I want my own. Because nothing is forever.
So you think that it's okay for
need to
a
take
woman
notes.
to be a stay-at-home mom as long as she could plot her exit?
It's not plotting your exit.
There's no intention in his mind to make a backup plan in case you don't do what you want to do and you decide to just bounce.
Okay.
So what happens is when we get to this conversation is like, why do men not want to be married? This is the example, because if I go and I bust my behind and I provide and protect and I do everything for my wife, not my girlfriend, my wife, she's still thinking in the back of her head that this is a possibility, this is not going to work, and she wants to be okay when it doesn't. The ideology that you have in the mindset is called catastrophizing. A lot of women do it, and basically what that is when a woman is preparing for the tragedy rather than focusing on what is currently happening in their relationship.
Absolutely. Women always want to upgrade, have a better situation in their life. Even if you commit, put a ring on her finger, she's always looking for something better. So why is it fair that a woman can do that, but a man's got to commit and dedicate himself completely?
I'm never gonna get married. I don't want to get married.
Why?
There's no benefit for the man. He only has everything to lose. A man can be completely faithful to his wife, provide, protect, take care of the kids, you know, obviously when he's not working, whatever. And the wife can step out and cheat. And what's the result of that? Man has to pay alimony, has to pay child support, loses his house, loses the cars, loses everything. Why? What's the point? And then, like, it's a coin flip. Flip a coin if your marriage is going to work. Those are the odds. Those are the chances. If you want to get married, cool. Throw a wedding. Put the rings on each other, say your vows, you're married. You don't have to submit nothing with the courts. Yeah.
Die alone?
The only reason why somebody is not okay being alone is because they're not okay with themselves.
I agree.
That's it. Like if you're not okay being alone, you have issues with yourself that you need to take care of.
A lot of these men have mom issues, they have traumas, they're not leading, they're not doing this, they're not doing that, they're lacking in every aspect. Like,
so Shay, you know why? Those are
they suck.
No, Shay, you're dealing with that because those are the men that you can attract. You don't have the ability to attract the high value men that can provide and protect. That is correct. But
because I carry every trait as to why I should.
One mic at a time. If you had the ability to attract the high value men that can provide you things, you wouldn't even be dealing with those bum broke dudes. So the fact is that you can't attract those high value men because you're very masculine.
Because sometimes they still want you to settle for things that you don't have.
Don't want you.
Jesus Christ.
But if you want a man that can lead you and a man that you genuinely love, respect, and admire, that means that you have to work on yourself is what I'm saying. You have to be the woman to attract those high value men.
You're saying that I'm not the woman to attract them high value men. It's crazy because I have.
Where are those high value men now? Answer the question. Where are those high value men?
In my DMs just sitting there.
They're in your DMs just sitting there.
I don't need that.
Yeah, because they only want to smash. They're not trying to wife you up.
No, that's not the case.
They only want to smash. You say that you have them. You don't have them. You got sexual value from them.
First of all, I'm not being no yes man to no man.
Okay. Facts. So guess what? The high value dudes ain't gonna take your masculine self.
Yeah, they're in your DMs because they want to smash. When men see women, we usually put them in two categories: wifey or one-time thing. So you obviously fell on the one-time thing, just to be physical or sexual with you, but not to keep you around.
Why do you think it's so difficult for people to publicly advocate for the problems of men and boys?
Because victimhood doesn't work for men the way it works for women. We don't feel sorry for men. And rightly so, by the way. Biologically, men are disposable in a way that women aren't, for the obvious reasons. If you have a tribe of 10 men, 10 women, you send the women off to war, you're screwed. You send the men off to war, one comes back, you can still replenish the population. So men are disposable, always will be, much more than women. And so we don't feel sorry for men in the same way. And I'm not advocating that we feel sorry for men because I don't believe that's the solution to men's problems. The solution to men's problems is for men to be better.
What's that mean?
You know what I mean. Look at you. This is what your entire life is spent on bettering yourself. Physically, emotionally, psychologically, mentally. You're obsessed with performance. You're obsessed with being better. You're obsessed with being happier, more fulfilled, all of these things. It's a pursuit of your own greatness. One of the reasons that men's mental health is not as good as it could be is that, A, we do live in a society which discourages them from being men and being the way that men are supposed to be. But the other reason is that most of the personal development and psychology fields are geared towards female ways of being. And most of the ways that we treat, for example, depression, men don't need the same thing as women do when it comes to that. What men need is to feel powerful and capable.
It's absolutely true. Nobody really cares about guys' feelings, to be honest. Nobody cares if you're sad. Nobody gives a shit about you, except for your mom, maybe. And at some point, your mom thinks you're a grown person anyway. So for men, there's no such thing as people caring about your feelings. That's why you're pretty much on your own. And that's why these podcasts do so well, because so many men can actually relate to what's going on out there.
So you never got married and never had kids?
No.
So why did you choose not to get married and have children?
Everybody picks their spots in life. A lot of my friends divorced and they got some real headaches in their life. So when I look at that, I don't have too much gray hair, at least in that regard.
Do you regret not having kids and having a family?
Generally, yes. Who's going to take care of you when you get old? Yeah, your children are. Generally speaking, that's the way it works. I'll probably have to find a nursing home, that type of thing.
Let me ask you this. Are you happy?
To a great degree, I am. Got a great network of friends. That's the key to life. Staying connected with your friends means so much. I found that to work real well for me. In my case, I never had a wife, never had any kids, and I could do a lot in my lifetime.
So my last words for you is to get out there and actually work on yourself, focus on yourself, on your goals, and take control of things that you actually can change. Not what other people think of you, not where other people are in their journey, financial, health, whatever that may be. Work on yourself because that's the only thing you have control over.